everybody, it's Jane and welcome again to our Cooking Healthy on a Budget. As we're moving into Thanksgiving week, we can find an amazing deals in stores and savings on foods. Look at those amazing green peppers I was able to find at the price of 50 cents a pound. So the 5 amazing green bell peppers would cost us only $1.49. At the same time, there was a ground beef at the price of $2.50 a pound, extra lean ground beef. Isn't it amazing for stuffed peppers, I thought, so it's the right time to make it. Let's get started. Okay, let's start with preparing water for boiling our rice. We're gonna use a cup of water. I have already prepared half a cup of rice, which I'm gonna boil in this water. So it's gonna be a part of our stuffing. My next step would be to boil some water for stuffed peppers before they're stuffed, so they will get really nice and soft before they will go into the oven. So now it's the time to start working on our peppers. Thing number one I want to do, I'm gonna wash them really good, and I'm gonna just start cutting out the middle of the pepper. So just by opening them, just like that, and we need to take all the middle part out of them and let everything come out. And again, after we do that, we would like to wash it again to make sure all the seeds are really coming out nicely. And now my water is getting close to boiling, and I'm gonna open that lid. Oh, it's nice steam coming out, and let me add those beautiful green peppers to the pot and let them sit there for another 10 minutes. Let's soak them a little bit in the water, so make sure they go all the way down. While my peppers are getting soft in the pot, I'm gonna start working on the next step, and it's gonna be the sauce. So I am using the whole jar of tomato spaghetti sauce, just like that. And I'm also gonna add a tiny bit of ketchup to that. Probably just about that much. And also I'm gonna use a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Just like sprinkling a little bit. And we will also use some spices, where I'm gonna put a tiny bit of parsley flakes, which I love. Everything is from Carlucci's. And we would like to use a ground pepper in a grinder. And here comes our basil leaves. Right now I'm gonna mix everything together. Here is our 10 minutes over. Our peppers are done. I'm gonna use the grilling tongs to take them out of the pot and put them into the baking dish to let all the water come out from inside, just like that, so that they come all nice and dry. And I will put them into the baking dish. And now we're moving into our stuffing, which is the ground beef and rice. The first thing I want to do, I'm gonna start working on the onion. So I go first just like that. I will use a smart balance, which is light and which contains some extra virgin olive oil, and which would be not so much greasy for frying my stuffing. So I would rather prefer that to the cooking oil. And this is the time to put my onions in to the frying pan, just like that. Right now I'm gonna put my cooking level on medium, and I'll keep simmering it. Now I'm gonna put the ground beef in, and I'm gonna use the half of that 2-pound package, so which is gonna be around a pound. That's all I need for my stuffed peppers. And I want to break it with the cooking spoon just like that into smaller pieces. And here I'm going to add a tiny bit of soy sauce because I'm not going to use any salt in this recipe. So soy sauce is going to serve as my salt. Just like that. And we want to stir it a little bit more to turn it into a nice and smooth mixture. So my beef is almost cooked and we're about ready to add the tomato sauce and some other spices to it. And here I'm gonna add some garlic through the garlic presser into it by putting the 2 cloves into here. And I'm just gonna press it into the mixture like that. And then we want to stir it again to make sure it all mixes really nicely with the onion and garlic and ground beef. And right now I'm adding half of that jar of tomato sauce into which I prepared earlier into my mixture, just like that. And I want to mix everything together just like that. Here comes the time for our garden greens, and I will chop this dill and scallions into fine pieces and add it into my sauce just like that. And I'm adding all that stuff into my mixture just like that. And I want to stir it again. And here comes my rice, and I want to mix everything together again, really fine. And here is my grated Parmesan cheese that goes into the mixture, just like that, a tiny bit. And the breadcrumbs, which is going to be the original part of my recipe. Tiny bit just like that. And again I want to mix everything up together really fine. The stuffing is almost done. I'm preheating oven for 375 so I can start working on my peppers, stuffing them, and I'm gonna pour the other half of that sauce into the baking dish just like that. So it's gonna be the base and I don't have to grease my pan for that. And just let it spread just like that. And here is the time to start working on stuffing our peppers. Just like that. And moving into the baking dish. And at this moment I will start working on decorating my stuffed peppers. I would use a little bit of sour cream, which I will put on the very top in the middle of them. And here I'm going to add a little bit more of tomato sauce on top to cover them up a little bit better and decorate just like this. And here we're going into the oven. Don't forget to put your baking gloves on. Don't burn your hands. And we're gonna stay there for 45 minutes. And here is our stuffed peppers after 45 minutes sitting in the oven. They are all nicely done and they look great and they smell amazing and delicious. Now, let me take a bite. It's so yummy and delicious. I love it. Thank you for watching Cooking Healthy on a Budget with Jane, and see you next time.